One of the most revealing things happening in American politics right now is watching Republicans desperately try to erase their own history. And I mean literally erase it. And we're talking about Ken Paxton. So I was watching MeidasTouch Network. Shout out to Ben Meisalas covering the story. This is about Ken Paxton. And the deeper we went, the crazier it got, because Republicans are apparently mass deleting old press releases. They're deleting campaign attacks. They're deleting statements and ads where they, the Republicans, were the ones calling Ken Paxton corrupt and immoral and dishonest and completely unfit for office. And now suddenly none of it exists anymore, except the internet exists forever. People save clips. MeidasTouch saved and archived the pages, grabbed screenshots. We are keeping receipts. And what's amazing is this isn't Democrats attacking Paxton. This is Republicans. This is his very own party. The same people now rallying behind him were just months ago describing him as a disaster for Texas. And once you actually hear some of the things they were saying and some of the things they're actually scrubbing, you really, really see how insane this entire thing is. And it's about power. That's it. If somebody is useful politically, suddenly every scandal becomes fake news, every moral line disappears, even previous convictions just vanish. And what makes this even crazier, again, is that it's his own party. Think about how corrupt you have to be before your own political allies decide you've become too much of a liability. And yet now, here he is, just the standard. Suddenly, all of the people who were calling him dangerous are now pretending none of that happened. They talked about burner phones, secret affairs. There were ads talking about scandals within millions in real estate, hidden money, mortgage fraud allegations, stealing Mont Blanc pens. Like, it doesn't get crazier. And I'm sorry, but imagine living in a country where this is the person that is getting elected. This is the person that major parties are rallying against. And then somehow the conversation pivots into James Tallarico, calling him Tofu Tallarico. I wish I was joking, because Republicans are attacking James Tallarico, calling him names that just are silly. I mean, Tofu Tallarico, you've got six-gender general, you've got the vegan candidate. This is where MAGA politics becomes so unbelievably small and unserious, because look at what they're trying to actually distract people from. They're trying to get us to look away from the healthcare costs, the housing costs, the corruptions, the corporate power, the fraud, the wealth inequality. They're trying to get us distracted, but instead they were paying attention more now than ever. And what stood out to me most was Tallarico's response, because he basically laughed it off, good for him, and said, "I'm an 8th generation Texan. I've been eating barbecue before Ken Paxton's first indictment." That line, honestly, right there destroys the entire attack instantly, because the culture war stuff only works when people still believe the people pushing it are operating in good faith. And I think Americans' eyes are being opened. Although 77 million people voted for this administration, I think people are finally waking up. Americans are exhausted. People are struggling. Groceries are expensive. Housing is brutal. Debt is crushing people. And instead of solutions, voters keep getting handed these weird manufactured outrage campaigns. Pronouns, woke, books, tofu, Bud Light cans, Disney movies, whatever the outrage cycle is that week. Meanwhile, the people actually running the system keep getting richer. And that's what Tallarico was tapping into when he talked about billionaires buying politicians and politicians being rigged, and the rules that apply to wealthy donors that we don't get, whether you agree with every part of his politics or understand what people are feeling right now. People know the system is rigged. It's very difficult to lecture ordinary Americans about morality while defending political elites accused of corruption and fraud and affairs and abuse of power and self-enrichment, which we're seeing across the board. Their own party already admitted all of this with Ken Paxton. Republicans already told us all of this. They showed ads. They put it in their own press releases. They attacked their own person. Now they just want everybody to forget. But that's why independent media matters so much, because powerful political machines increasingly believe they can simply rewrite reality in real time. Delete the articles, delete the statements, delete the ads, pretend it never happened. And if nobody preserves it, history gets rewritten. That's what we're watching right now. And honestly, I think voters are getting tired of it. I think more and more people are looking at the entire performance and realizing these people will say literally anything to gain power. And then they immediately reverse themselves. And the second it becomes politically convenient, they don't care. That's not leadership, that's branding. So let's pay attention. Let's keep up, support independent media, and continue following me if you'd like more stories. Follow me, subscribe, and like as I continue breaking down the political stories of today in America.